It's Badminton World, the show that brings you all things badminton. In this month's half-hour window into the world of badminton, we focus on another Asian nation that is making its mark on the world scene, Japan. Plus check in with another double-header in the Super Series schedule, one of which was in Japan and the other in Denmark. There's also another player profile coming up, and in keeping with our theme, it is one of Japan's most popular badminton exports. The land of the rising sun has always had a rich tradition when it comes to sport, with unique contributions in sumo and martial arts, in addition to nurtured foreign disciplines like football and baseball. And while they might eclipse the likes of badminton in the homeland, there is still a strong following due to the achievements of their national shuttlers. As it turns out, in the various regions of the country, certain sports settled on certain areas, but badminton had the added advantage through its unique gameplay to make it equal on another spectrum, that of gender.
My hometown is in the Hyogo prefecture. Badminton is very popular with the children here. As a girl, I think playing badminton is more suitable for me as opposed to baseball.
But gender aside, as with any professional sport in modern times, the really key factor in creating champions of international quality lies in practice and hard work, and from a very young age.
I started playing badminton since I was 7, which means that I have been playing badminton for 16 years. At first, I thought of playing baseball or soccer, but my sister, who is 3 years older than me, got me into badminton.
That dedication to the sport was identified by the Nippon Badminton Association, who then went to great lengths to protect, sustain, and develop it so that Japan would be a force to be reckoned with the world over. In order to do that, they have enlisted a number of coaches, but now settled on the Korean legend Park Joo-bong as their national coach, the most successful player ever at the World Badminton Championships.
Badminton people is a lot. So this low level of the players, how to make them more is improve the middle of the class. This is more important to the future to the Japan badminton.
One talent who did start from an early age is Ai Goto, who can testify as to how much the sport means to her.
I have played badminton since primary school year 3. For me, badminton is part of my life. If there is no badminton, there is no Ai Goto. Hence, badminton is a very important part of my life.
Thankfully, the Nippon Badminton Association is not alone in their quest to raise awareness of the game and have, over the years, received strong support from the media, who have documented the exploits of Japan's stars as they grow bigger.
Nippon Badminton Association is very cooperative to the media. It is very easy for us to get information to promote and encourage the Japanese to love badminton.
Sometimes like Indonesian player asking me about like, oh, what's the system in Japan? And Malaysian player asking about what's the system in Japan? So they don't know anything about it. On the other hand, Japanese player doesn't know anything about like an Indonesian way, Malaysian way. So I'd like to, be a bridge, sharing the information, what's happening, and then we can send a player from Japan, we can accept a player from the Southeast Asia or something like that. That's what I want to do.
As one of the leading Asian nations in sports, Japan has infrastructure of such quality that even the FIFA World Cup has been staged there when they were co-hosts with South Korea. It has also become a hub for the badminton world, having hosted the most prestigious tournaments of them all, the Thomas and Uber Cups and the Japan Open Super Series, which has been a regular crowd puller on the calendar for over 20 years and is a favorite with all the players and the fans. This year, the World Junior Championships will be added to that list to be held in Chiba City at the end of the year. All these events and success over such a long period of time have led to a strong following and could, as a result, produce even more stars that will light up the world stage someday.
I have played badminton since primary school year 4, and now it's been more than 10 years. I came to the Yonex Open Japan to watch the professionals play the game and to try and learn some skills from them. I really love badminton very much.
It is the same outlook that was taken up by others who have since broken onto the world stage and caused their fair share of headlines. In the men's singles, there is Kenichi Tago, the world number 8, who made in 2010 the final of the All England Open Badminton Championships, and Sho Sasaki, who won the Australian and US Opens last year. In the women's singles, Eriko Hirose and Ai Goto have done their country proud by proving tough opponents to the likes of Wang Xixian, while in doubles, Maeda and Suetsana and Fuji and Kakiwa have taken on the very best and come through victorious, with the latter tasting success in London earlier this year at the Olympics. For the younger generation, like the latest sensation Nozomi Okuhara, every win they have earned has been invaluable to the growth of the game.
Fuji and Kakiwa won the silver medal in the last Olympics. So I think badminton is getting more popular. It would be a good thing if badminton became a major sport here in Japan.
For the foreign players from all 5 categories, singles, doubles and mixed, that compete in the Super Series every year, the Japan Open is an unforgettable experience that clearly shows how far the sport has come in terms of development and growth.
I think they have developed a lot. They have so many good players, both men's and women's. They practice very hard. It seems like they do. They always at the stadium early in the morning practice, and I think they put a lot of hours into it. Maybe they're still missing a little bit mentally because the physical is very good. But it has improved a lot, and also with a silver medal to Kakiwa and Fuji here at the last Olympics, it's one of the first medals for Japan here. Yeah, maybe ever. I don't know. I think so. So it has developed a lot, and they put a lot of effort into it all around Japan. So it's nice to see that a big country like Japan can develop quality players.
Compared to the last few years, badminton in Japan has improved a lot in both the men's and women's competitions. They proved it by beating Indonesia in the last Thomas Cup tournament in China.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
Time for us to take a break, but before we do, another testing trivia question for all of you, and it is a simple yes or no. Has a Japanese player ever won at the Japan Open? Coming up next, the players face a different challenge as they stage a flash mob, while we see where Japanese badminton stands on the Asian scene and who have become heroes at home.
Bila Badminton World!
You're back on Badminton World, and it's time to find out whether it's a yes or no to our trivia test. Has a hometown hero ever won the Japan Open? No. China, Malaysia, South Korea and Indonesia have all weighed in with wins, but since 1984, no Japanese player has won in any of the 5 categories of competition. In other news this month, over 100 cities and towns worldwide performed flash mobs on September 29 for Solibad Day to support and raise awareness for Badminton Without Borders, which funds projects for underprivileged children around the globe. It was the second staging of the event. After last year, 65 cities from 43 countries joined the record-breaking first flash mob. Hamilton in New Zealand kicked off with a haka, followed by a specially choreographed routine performed with shuttlecocks and rackets. New Delhi brought with it some Bollywood style. Singapore, Tokyo, Kazakhstan and Copenhagen then followed suit, along with tiny Pacific islands and villages in Africa. Petergade was part of a group of Danish national team players to perform in Copenhagen, while Francis P. Hong-yan dazzled the crowds by the Louvre Museum in Paris. In Malaysia, former World Championship finalists Wong Chun Han, together with former Malaysian stars Lee Wan Wah and Chan Chong Ming, celebrated KL badminton style.
By having a good variety of talented players over singles and doubles, it's no surprise that over the last few years, Japanese badminton has been making waves, with the pinnacle coming just a few months ago in London when the doubles pairing of Fuji and Kakiwa took the Olympic silver medal, losing out to the Chinese pair of Tian Xing and Zhao Yunlei. It was a feat that all Japanese players admire and respect.
At the recent London Olympics, Japan won medals in the sports of badminton for the first time. For that, I love badminton more than ever.
Sho Sasaki himself almost made history after putting together a fantastic run, which was brought to an end in the quarterfinals by eventual gold medalist Lin Dan, who needed a rubber game to finish off the Japanese player, who is constantly looking to improve.
I have played some good games, but there were also games where I lost my focus and didn't play well. I have to work harder so that I can be at my best when I play. I'm still not an excellent player yet.
Sho and his current crop of peers have continued Japan's form at the prestigious Thomas Cup, where the country has made 12 appearances in the final stages and even made it to the semi-finals in 2010, only to be beaten by the eventual champions China. That's a run that has only been bettered by their Uber Cup performance, where the Japanese women have made 21 appearances at the finals and are actually, historically, the second most successful team after China, taking the title itself on 5 occasions, winning the first in 1966 and then again as hosts in 1981. But like the men, their girls have been resurgent of late, making the semis for the past 2 years, again losing both times to the might of China. They have also come out on top once at the World Championships at the very first edition back in 1977, when Etsuko Togunu and Emiko Ueno were the last women's pair standing. But these days, the real headlines have been made, as they always are, on the Super Series calendar, where the likes of Sho Sasaki have pulled off against the odds wins against even Lin Dan. Reiko Shiota will never forget last year's All-England final, where she lost to Wang Xixian in that final, denying her country a 7th title in women's singles, though the other 6 were in days long past, with 4 of them won by the legendary Hiro Yuki in the late 60s and 70s.
The most memorable tournament for me is the Asian Badminton Championships in 2005, where I won bronze medal. Another unforgettable moment was the final of the All England in 2011.
It's the same story in the women's doubles, even with the recent achievements of their Olympic pairing of Fuji and Kakiwa, who last year ended their All-England campaign as runners-up to the unstoppable Wang Zhaoli and Yu Yang, who of course have now split up. No winners at the All-England in men's singles, but they have come close on one occasion in 1966, when Masao Akiyama lost in the final, and then 2 years ago in 2010, when Kenichi Tago lost to the current world number 1, Lee Chong-wei. With such great past achievements for their younger shuttlers to try and emulate, and with such a talented group of youngsters such as Nozomi Okuhara and Sho Sasaki, Japan is well placed to challenge the might of China, but they will have to maintain the strongest discipline and determination if they are to do it. For their adoring fans, there will be only one outcome.
Let's enjoy badminton together with us.
Badminton. No sport comes close.
We're off for another quick break, but when we come back, it's a curtain call for a certain Japanese sensation, plus all the best action from the Japanese and Danish Opens.
Hi, my name is Reiko Shiota. You are watching Badminton World.
At the Japan Open in the men's singles, world number 1 Lee Chong-wei, seeking his first Super Series title since his home Malaysia Open in January, was in control for most of the match against Boonsak Ponsana. The tie did trouble the Malaysian in patches, but that was when Lee seemed to have grown complacent, and the top seed shifted gears when it mattered. Eventually, the best rally of the match came on his 4th match point. Ponsana made 2 stunning retrievals behind his back, before finally smashing wide to give the Malaysian his 3rd Japan Open title. Probably the biggest story at the Japan Open was centered around the women's singles champion, 18-year-old Tai Tzu Ying, Her title victory was infused with sublime skill, precision, and power, a performance hinting it may well be the first of many Super Series titles for the Chinese Taipei teenager. Tai's defeat of local hope Reiko Shiota was a highlight of the final day of the Open, even though it was against a hometown hero. Hong Kong's Poon Lok Yan and Si Ying Sweat then denied another Japanese pair their first home Super Series title by shutting out Shizuka Matsuo and Mami Naito 21-17, 22-20 in the women's doubles showdown. Malaysia then had a chance for their second title from the final day, but Korea's Kim Ki-jung and Kim Sa-rang overcame veterans Koo Ken-ket and Tan Boon-hyung 21-16, 21-19 for the men's doubles crown. Not to be denied though, top seeds Chan Peng-sun and Goh Liu-ying then got Malaysia's second and set a new landmark, winning their country's first ever Super Series title in mixed doubles. Chan and Goh survived a late charge by Indonesia's Muhammad Rizal and Liliana Natsir to win 21-12, 21-19. The Danish Open that followed was even more dramatic, as incredibly only 2 finalists of the 10 were Chinese in women's doubles and mixed doubles. This a result of bad luck or bad form from the likes of Zhao Yunlei, Chen Long, Wang Yihan and Xing Tian amongst others. This meant that in the men's singles, Lee Chong-wei faced Tu Peng-yu, who, winning the first game, looked as if the form that saw him beat Chen Long in the semis would serve him again. But Chong-wei adapted and won the last 2 games and the title. The final score 15-21, 21-12, 21-19. No Wang Yihan in the final in Denmark, as she retired to Sanya Nehwal in the semis, who faced Julianne Schenk, the conqueror of Zhangyan Zhao. But she was no match for India's best, who rattled off a 21-17, 21-8 win for the title. The big story in the men's doubles was a return to finals day for Koo Ken-ket and Tan Boon-hyung, who had been battling all week and kept battling against Cho Sin and Seong Yu of Korea. But this time it didn't come off for them, with the Koreans taking it in 3 games, 19-21, 21-11, 21-19. China did make the most of their 2 final berths, converting them both to champions. First was Zhu Chen and Ma Jin in the mixed doubles, who had to work for over an hour to get the better of Indonesian Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir, eventually coming out 23-21, 24-26, 21-11 winners. Then later, Ma Jin took to the court again with Tang Jinhua for the women's doubles, which they cleanly dispatched in straight games, playing with the style and power that was strangely lacking in their big-name teammates, handing the silver medal to the Japanese pair of Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi.
How has all this affected the BWF World Rankings? Well, the top 3 for almost all the categories are usually in a different class. That allows them to keep their position intact for most of the year. Lee Chong-wei still in the top spot in the men's singles ahead of Lindan, while Simon Santoso still in the top 5. But Peter Gade keeps falling, while Sho Sasaki climbs to 6. In men's doubles, it's unchanged as Matthias Boe and Karsten Mogensen are still in 2nd place, while Chai Yun and Fu Haifeng behind them in 3rd. In the women's doubles, the big movers are Bao Yin-zin and Zhong Qian-zin, who dropped to 6th. Unchanged in the mixed doubles, ZZ Top are in 2nd spot, behind Zhu Chen and Ma Jin, while Nielsen and Pedersen are in the 3rd place.
Badminton. No sport comes close. From the impressive squad that Japan has, there is always one who resonates with the fans on a different level and becomes more than just the results she may or may not have achieved. There is David Beckham in football, Anna Kournikova in tennis, and in Japan there is mixed doubles player Reiko Shiota, who Badminton World got to sit down with this month in our player profile. Ranked number 9 in the world, she won the bronze medal in the 2007 BWF World Championships in women's doubles with Kumiko Ugura, when the pair were known by their feared nickname Ogushio, and represented her country at this summer's Olympics in London. Sadly, that was the beginning of the end for the 28-year-old who just retired, having never attained the goals she wanted, but still with some amazing memories that she will cherish forever.
I think the most memorable tournament is the World Championships in 2007, which were held in Malaysia. I played in the women's double at that time and I won the bronze medal. I was very happy.
She was also blessed with the same problem that Anna Kournikova had to deal with, being remembered for her model looks sometimes more than her gameplay.
Thank you. I am very happy when other people say that I'm beautiful. I feel honored. However, for me, the happiest thing is winning in a competition. I don't want to be known as just a beautiful player, but a strong one as well.
Having played for close to 2 decades ever since she was a small child, she's seen the growth of the women's game and hopes that it keeps developing steadily.
I think that women athletes are very strong. Younger female players too are improving and doing their best. I will support them in the future. Furthermore, I hope that the women players will be strong players.
Of course, having retired, Reiko was very accommodating when it came to Badminton World's quick-fire quiz that included her views on her ex-partners and possibly future partners.
I think my mixed doubles partner Ikeda is good-looking. He is very famous in Japan and overseas as well. As for foreign players, I think Peter Gade is very handsome. Most of my family members are beauticians, including my auntie and other relatives. Hence, I think I might want to become a beautician if I was not a badminton player today. Both are very attractive, either giving a bouquet of flowers or chocolate. Even though I would like to have both, if someone gave me a bouquet now, it would be wonderful. Can it be a men's singles player? If I was given a chance to play mixed doubles with another player, I would like to play with Lee Chong-wei.
If that is to happen, it will be a friendly game on a private court as Reiko has moved on, marrying a famous footballer in Kashiwa Reisol's Tatsuya Masushima, and now has a career in newscasting waiting for her.
I have been playing badminton for 23 years and I have put a lot of effort into it. I will retire at the end of Yonex Open Japan 2012. I will end my career without any regrets.
A proud end to a great run, which was honored by celebrities and friends at a ceremony shortly after the Japan Open that stole the headlines in Japan as expected.
それではまず塩田玲子選手の功績と今までの
Badminton. No sport comes close.
Everybody loves Chinese badminton and what it has given to the sport as a whole, and their home events have an added air of respect as a result. This month, fans and players alike will take to the court at 2 of the biggest opens on Chinese soil, the China Open and the Hong Kong Open.
The Japanese and Danish Opens produced some great games, and this is our chosen Super Series moment this time around. Don't forget to send us your contenders for next month's installment by emailing us on badminton@totalsportsasia.com. And before you know it, we've come to the end again, and not of just this show, but soon the badminton season for 2012. Just a couple of months till the Super Series Masters Finals, which will be played in Shenzhen, but still some important points and prizes to be picked up before then, and we will be there to witness it along with you if you join us next month. Till then, it's goodbye from us and Badminton World. It's the world we know.